Hi everyone, it's Karen from Accidentally Creative here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card using these products, and yeah, I think it's going to be fun. So I'm going to concentrate today on showing you how I've used the embossing folder with the trees on, and you know, I can't remember what it's called. I will pop it in the description box below. And yeah, so let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so filled with cheer and filled with fun do share a die set. Now these parts have to be fussy cut, but the wagon and the lights and the wheels, they all can be cut from the die set that goes with Filled with Fun. So anyway, let's get into this. Okay, move this out the way. So the card pieces we are going to need are real red cardstock, and I'm making a slimline DL card. So the measurements for the card are 8 1/4 by 8. So as it's 8 1/4, that's the full width of UK cardstock. So I'm going to score at 4 1/8. Okay, and then cut off at 8 inches. Which gives us our card base. So we fold and burnish that. But what it also gives us is this piece here, which makes a very nice smaller card or gift tag to go with the card. Okay, now for the mats and layers, I'm going to need 2. So one for the outside, one for the inside, that measure 7 3/4 by 3 7/8. So I'm going to trim this down to 7 3/4. And then, what did I say? 3 7/8. So 2 lots of 3 7/8. And that gives us this left over for the stamping of the items. Okay, let's put this away for now. So our card base will sit nicely with a nice border with the mat, and the same will go from the inside. This one will sit nicely with a border on the inside. There's something about red and white, you know, yes, it screams Christmas, but I love it. I remember as a youngster I used to wear a lot of red and white. My mum used to listen to me when I said I loved red. So this top layer is going to go into this folder. Now I'm putting it so the trees come right up. Can you see? So I'm going to line it up like that. So we get the tops of the trees. It doesn't matter that we don't get the rest of it. And there's a bit here that won't be embossed, but that's okay. You'll see why fairly soon, why that isn't as important. So I'm just going to run this through my Big Shot. And another plate on top. Oh, excuse the big clunk at the end. Let me put my plates back in as they should be for the next thing. So hopefully you can see the impression that has made. Isn't it beautiful? So we're going to work on this background first. And I'm going to use two colours on the background, Shaded Spruce and Balmy Blue. The Shaded Spruce, I'm going to use a little brush. Now these can be called all kinds of things. They can be called blending brushes, but in the beauty industry they're called eyelash brushes. And if you buy them as eyelash brushes from a well-known company that sells lots of items, it's a bit like a forest, they're cheaper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to catch the ridges, so I'm kind of pulling it down but also stamping a little bit at the same time. Now I do this tree first just to get my hand into it, because this one gets hidden. Okay, so let's go with this. And you don't need to put much pressure on it at all. It is just about highlighting the fact that the tree is there. And there we go. And this final one. And what I'm dabbing onto the side there is where I laid down the ink to begin with. So I didn't go in too heavily, but I can pick back up off of that little post-it note if I want a little bit more ink. And admittedly, it doesn't look that great at the moment, but it does get better. So let's pop that one away for now. And Balmy Blue is the colour I'm going to put as the skies, because I'm going to pretend that it's a nice sunny day. Just get rid of one of my cables that's getting in my way, that's better. Hopefully that hasn't moved my camera. So again, tap it off, and starting at the corner, start coming in and down. And you don't want too much colour from this. You just want to acknowledge the fact that skies aren't white. And by coming into the trees like this, where maybe wasn't quite so good with the putting down of the green, you can go around it and really it doesn't play out so bad. I love embossing, absolutely love it. I like dry embossing, which is what this is, but I also really enjoy wet embossing. Right, I'm just going to put just a little bit darker on the edges, on the 3 edges, not the 4th, because the sky won't be on the 4th edge, but just give it a little hint more. Get rid of that out of the way. And what I tend to do now is just keep blending it and coming over the trees. And that's the background. Now, let's start putting our card together so we can let glues dry, etc. And we are going to do a little bit of wet embossing, which I'm going to do with you in a moment. So this is construction glue. It's Collall that I use. It's my go-to glue. If I used Tombow, I get myself in such a mess. There's nothing wrong with Tombow. It's me and Tombow that's the problem. I've just got glue all over my laptop, but let's not worry about that because it will peel off. Okay, so do we want to stick this one down yet? Or do we want to build on it first? I think we want to build on it first. Let's do that. She says, getting herself in the right stick. Okay, so the pieces that I'm going to use, I've already done ahead of time. So our little truck is going to go about here. And the little gifts are going to sit in the truck like that. The wheels, I'm going to lay it out first before sticking it down, because this is what I do when I'm planning a card. Don't stick until I'm sure it's what I want, because it's not easy to prise them back up. I mean, you can do, but it's just not easy to prise them back up afterwards. And this is the little handle that goes in to pull it along. And that, you see, it doesn't really matter there wasn't a tree over this side, because the truck is in the way. The little snowman goes there. Now this is the bit of wet embossing, but I didn't want it to be really heavy wet embossing, so I'll show you how I did that in just a moment. I just want that to sit on my truck, and then cut my fingernails yesterday and I can't pick anything up. So, and these will just go. I know there's nothing to attach them to, but seriously, I think they look lovely anyway. And if you can tell, I've stuck with 3 colours all the way through. So it's not Real Red I've used as the colouring, it's Poppy Parade, because the Real Red, great for the card base, but it's a little bit too dark for my liking. I did use the Real Red on the Christmas tree, and you can see the difference. But so I've used Poppy Parade, Shaded Spruce and Lemon Lolly to colour all of those in. And I'm really happy with it. So let's show you how to do this bit, which is, it says sending loads of cheer. Obviously loads because it's a load of presents. Now, no, this is the scrap. I was just making sure I wasn't about to stamp on a layer. So what I do is I pop it down lined up with the grid so it's nice and straight. Get my stamping block in the middle. Now that's white, don't want the white, I want the clear. Is that the clear? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stamp in VersaFine Onyx Black. I'll explain to you in a moment why. So, sending loads of Christmas cheer. Stamp down. Lift it up. It would be quite nice like that, but that's not what I want. I want it to have a little bit of a sheen to it. So I'm going to directly onto the black ink, sprinkle on my Wow Clear Gloss embossing powder and tap off the excess. Because it's clear gloss, I didn't worry about using the embossing buddy because it won't show if it does attach itself to the card. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Bring in the heat tool. Let it run for a minute or two. You see, it looks quite dull at the moment. Can you see it changing? It just really enhances the black. I mean, it looked fine before, but it's enhanced the black so that it stands out just that little bit more. I'll quickly clean my block off. It's with this Stampin' Chamois. I keep it in a video case just to keep it moist, so I wash it through every now and then. Okay, so in order to cut this like that, what I've done is I have placed it over where it was, and I've got a mechanical pencil, so I've put the lead out so it's nice and proud, and I've literally gone round and it has given me a cut line. Now, in order to cut them out, this is just a little bit of fussy cutting. It's no big thing to do at all. So again, I always tilt my scissors slightly outwards, and I want to cut directly on that line. It's only a faint line, but it's enough to give us the shape of the sentiment. Got caught, there we go. And then just keep your scissors slightly away from, tilted away, so you can actually see where you're cutting. So if the scissors are like that, you can't actually see where the blade is going into the paper. There we go. Beautiful. Happy with that. In fact, I like that one better than that one. So let's use the one we've just done. Okay. Shall we put this together? I think the first thing we need to get down is the truck. And the truck needs dimensionals on the back. It's going to be a quite dimensional card. It's also an unusual shaped card. So I've made my own envelope to go with it, which I'll show you at the end. If anyone wants to have a tutorial on how to make the envelopes, more than happy to do that. So let's peel these off. I saw a lady who drew on these, and I thought, oh, that's a really good idea, I'll do that. And guess what? I haven't. But I might well do. So you want that to sit about there. And then our wheels. Just there. So we're coming right up to the edge of the card. Otherwise, they'd be floating in the air, wouldn't they? There we go. The gifts. I mean, the colouring is what takes its time with some of these cards, but it didn't take very long to do the colouring, and I'm going to show you at the end, if you're interested, how the gift tack comes together that coordinates with this card. Must remember to keep my hands in shot. I keep bringing it closer to me and you can't see, and that's not the idea, is it? Okay. I want to just nudge the base under. That's it. And then this one, well, I'm just going to stick that down with glue. I might have to use my Tombow. Keep your fingers crossed that me and Tombow still like each other. I know that they say less is more with Tombow, but you've probably noticed I don't do less when I'm gluing. So I'm trying my best to do less is more. And let's go for it. There we go. Yeah, came out of that not too bad. Okay, so that's on. Let's finish off the wagon with our Sending Loads of Cheer, which I want to go just there. And I think I may put the tiny dimensionals, the mini dimensionals behind that. Because although the other ones would fit, I do think that you might be able to see them, because I think they'd only just fit. And I don't know about you, but I don't think that's a good look. I mean, it's different if someone's picking up the card and peeking from the sides, but if you can see it straight away, then it's not the thing, is it? Oh, excuse me. I'm just trying. My nails grow so fast and I have to trim them weekly. But the day after I trim them, I've forgotten that I've trimmed them. And I expect there to be nail there. Right, just going to line that up there. There we go. Lovely. And our little snowman is going to go here. But I'm going to add something to my snowman before he goes on there. So I'm going to add Wink of Stella. Now, the snowman, I've kept him white, but I've gone round all the outside of him in a pale grey, in light smoky slate, just because he's a snowman, and why not? I haven't done his scarf, so let's do that. What colour should we do that? I think it's going to have to be red, don't you? So let's grab my favourite red, which is Dark Poppy Parade, and let's just do a little bit of colouring on his scarf. There we go. Can you see the sparkle on the snowman? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I can see it. Don't look at the back. It's going to be stuck down, nobody will know it's there. I don't like wasting white paper. So if I stamp something and it hasn't gone quite right, I will turn the paper over, which is what I'd done there. Don't necessarily like to show you that on camera because, hey, it's not the prettiest, but I'm sure I'm not the only person that does that, and I won't be the only person that does that. Doesn't show through, it's not visible. Unless somebody pulls the card to pieces, they're not going to know. So and I want this one snugged right down, right on the edge, like that. Fabulous. Now for our bunting. Now I'm going to do each end coming down first. Let's turn them all over. I wish I could get on with tweezers. I really do. It'd make life so much easier. But I have enough trouble with fingers, let alone tweezers. So just a dot in the middle. Excuse me. Just a dot in the middle of each pennant of the bulb. And I didn't realise until I was doing this that the banner from the Filled with Love cuts out the light. So I thought, oh, that's a shame they haven't done that. And then I thought, oh, I'll just try it. And it did. So very well done, Stampin' Up. And I've stuck to 3 colours throughout the card, apart from the browns, which, you know, is wood coloured. Because I think it just looks that much better. I'm going to try and use some tweezers. Okay. So we want that one there. And we want this one. That is not what you want to do. You don't want to drop it down in the middle of your card and leave the glue there. And then this one to join them together. Okay. I'm going to now add this to the front of the card base. And go back to my construction glue for this. I feel happier. And once this is dry, this does not shift. And if you've got a flimsy card, not that this is, but if you've got a flimsy card and you're maybe making 3D makes, it puts so much strength into the card. It really does. Okay, let's place this down. Beautiful. One last thing to do on this is more Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to pop the Wink of Stella on the bulbs, just so they twinkle a little bit. Not so visible on camera, but the person that receives the card will be able to see just the little sparkles that come with it. And it's not like a chunky glitter that you're putting on. It is just sparkle, and you can't feel it. It just feels like, you know, it's flat. So there we go. Got a few little bits of glue, which once it's all properly dry, I will use my little glue buddy to get rid of. What do we think? Do we think that's nice? Okay. Now this is the envelope that I've made to go with it. I haven't stuck it down yet. The reason for that is I want to be able to pop it in, use tear and tape here, tear and tape here. And then close it like that. Can you see there's a little bit of spring to the envelope? By not sealing it down before putting the card in, it allows for the dimensions that we've put on the front. I'm wondering whether the Christmas tree just needs some sparkle on it. Let's just add a little bit, shall we? Oh yes. And it's, I call it lazy sparkle because, quite frankly, there's no talent to it, but it does. I've missed a bit there. It does. It just brings a specialty to it. I'm now thinking my poinsettias need some. So come on, poinsettias, you can have some sparkle as well. After all, it is a Christmas card, and why not? Okay, as I said before, we have a piece of cardstock here which is left over, and this could be made into a small card, or it could be made into a gift tag to go with it. Now, the person that I'm sending this to will have a present to go with it, so I will stamp this image onto white and make the gift tag and obviously a message inside for them. I hope you've enjoyed watching my tutorial. All the items used will be listed in the description box below. If you wish to purchase any of the items, you can do through me by following the link in the description box below. If you haven't got a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I'll be happy to become that for you. Everything's in the description box below. Having said all of that, enjoy your crafting. After all, it's meant to be fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed making this one. Enjoy yourselves. Take care, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you very much.